Once a thriving community filled with working class African American families. Couples walking their dog down the street. Children playing with other neighborhood children in the front yards. It was a unified community that looked out for each other. Those that were entrepreneurs were supported by their neighbors who patronized their businesses to support Black ownership. Throughout history, in every decade, these communities would fall and become ruins and wastelands in major cities throughout the United States. Who brought in the guns? Who brought in the drugs? Just like any storybook fable, there was always a fictional character that brought joy to the masses, whether it was Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy. This was not common in the average middle-class African-American homes. In the Black community, we had non-fictional characters we described as ghetto superstars who brought families together, and along with communal experiences with friends and close associates. I pose the question that every Black community now wrestles with: what happened to the DVD man? Throughout the streets of Oakland, all too common, this is a sight that we see. It is utterly disgusting. And what's more interesting is that they're building brand new condominiums right across the street. Man, yo, the DVD man. Yo, every 2 weeks, I would come through the beauty salon, get a fresh bald head, get my face steamed with a hot towel, get my goatee and beard tapered up. I would hang out with Miss Chu over there, and we'll watch Judge Judy while she's doing my hands and feet, right? Like clockwork, man, every Friday. The DVD man would come through, had all the latest Black joints. Man, he had Soul Plane. Oh man, all the new Black stand-up comedians doing shows, man. It was off the chain. Brother delivered. Everybody in the salon would pull up their wallets and purses and fill that man's pockets, because he had good deals, man. You know, 3 for 20, 5 for 30. Man, dude had deals and good quality. And by chance, if one of these joints was busted, he would replace it for free and then throw in another movie extra for the inconvenience. Yo, love the DVD, man.
Well, say goodbye to Hollywood. The parent company of Hollywood Video is closing nearly all of its metro area stores after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The store at Central and Girard is the only Albuquerque location staying open. 5 others and the Rio Rancho location are shutting down. No word yet on when. The Santa Fe store will stay open. So will the company's New Mexico movie gallery stores.
So I got a story for you about a friend of mine who the boyfriend, I guess you can call a DVD man. He was into bootlegs. We were at home one time watching some of the videos he gave to us. We decided to watch a horror film with her kids, ranging from 13 to 10. And when we popped it in, it came out to be a porno instead. It was very awkward. We kind of froze for a minute before we realized we gotta turn that off because her boys were really getting into the film. So we quickly rushed to turn it off. We called and asked him, hey, what happened? He says he didn't know. Really didn't trust his videos after that. I always made sure what it was before I started watching it with the kids.
It may be hard to sympathize with the company that got away with charging $4.99 to rent VHS copies of Jumpin' Jack Flash back in the day and imposed late fees that even loan sharks would find excessive. But this really is the end of an era. Blockbuster will close all of its remaining stores, about 300 of them, and shut down its DVD mailing service by early January. Back in 2004, Blockbuster had 9,000 locations, but then Netflix came along and turned the rental industry on its head. Blockbuster, which is now owned by the Dish Network, will live on as a streaming service.
I was a DVD man for approximately 1 week. And before I get to the demise of my DVD man career, I want to get into why I chose to even be a DVD man to begin with. In my hood, the average DVD man was unqualified to do so. That's right. The motherfucker selling movies didn't even know what movies he was selling, didn't know nothing about the movies, and that's almost asking a pizza guy to sell Air Jordans. You make pizzas, you put pepperonis on the bitch, but you don't know nothing about Jordan sneakers, you have no business selling Jordans. So I would buy it from the DVD man, but only because I was up to here in Blockbuster video fees. I had no other choice. But when I would ask him, like, hey man, what you got that's new? Oh, I got Shawshank Redemption. What's it about? I don't know, man, but it's been selling a lot. No, wrong answer, man, wrong answer. Know your product. As a man that worked in the car industry, I was always taught, you don't sell the price, you sell the car. If you make the person fall in love with the car, they will buy from you again and again and again. If you know your movies, if you're passionate about movies, people will buy from you again and again. I knew that I had what it took to be a DVD man. Why? Because I'm a nerd. I am a self-proclaimed nerd. I love movies. Look at me. Look at the back. Come on. Who better to do this than me? So that's what I did, damn it. I got my binder, I got my blanks, I got my source, statute of limitations, and I built a whole inventory. I said, this is gonna be my new empire. I'm gonna be the neighborhood DVD man. Unfortunately, I didn't have the testicular fortitude to continue because of my paranoia and occasional marijuana use. I refrained from selling DVD movies because I had the fear of selling to an undercover cop one day, and you would see me on arrest.org looking like this. So yes, this is around the time that Avatar came out. That was a big hit. Everybody was looking to buy Avatar. It was the biggest movie at the time. I had a cam copy of it. I made flyers. I was going door to door. Hey, I got the new Avatar. What's it about? Oh, how long do you have? And I would give them the full breakdown. They would buy it. But then something in my brain, my conscience kept saying, brother, the police gonna get you. They're gonna kick your door down. They're gonna put you in cuffs. Your poor daughter's gonna be crying and visiting you in Johnny Pope. So I retired. So after a week and making approximately $125, I retired from the DVD industry, and I took that $125 and what did I do with that money? I think I bought some groceries. I made some Chinese that night. But yeah, that's my stint as a DVD man.
Well, if you bought items from one of these stores, chances are they may not be real. In all, excise officers served 13 search warrants across the city. Officers collected more than 20,000 bootleg DVDs and the equipment used to make them. They also got knockoff sports jerseys, purses, wallets, hats, and belts. Authorities say dozens of items were imitations of name brand merchandise, including Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Michael Kors. Fort Knox Clothing on Decatur Road is one of the stores that was raided. We talked to the owner there, who says he knows that some of the items he sold may have been knockoffs. He's just trying to sell merchandise at the best possible price.
But when I'm on the internet and I'm shopping, I'm looking for the best price. So at that point, it doesn't matter to me because I'm going to resell it to my people at a reasonable price. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to rip anybody off. So when people come in this store on Decatur Road, they know exactly what they're getting.
But the other thing that you have to look at, too, is that these name brands are protected by intellectual property rights. So those brands need to be protected as well.
For now, the businesses can continue to operate normally while authorities investigate. Once the investigation is complete, the excise officers will turn it over to the Allen County Prosecutor's Office. They will determine what, if any, charges will be filed. For a complete list of the store locations, head to our website, wayne.com.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Marshall Young. I'm here to do a little something for my boy, the job. I guess it's about DVDs from back in the day. And I was fortunate to know a guy, man, that made videos for me, literally for nothing. But you know, I would always try to give my man something because he was a gentle giant, very, very nice guy. But anyway, how I met him was through an NA class, and we hit it off really, really fast. You know how sometimes you just get drawn to a person, and Richard and we kind of like drew to each other just instantly. And we would look forward to going to class and seeing each other, man. And one day he just asked me, he said, "Hey, you like to watch movies?" I said, "Man, I'm a movie fanatic. Me and my wife love going to the movies." And he was like, "Okay, well, man, I burn DVDs, however you know." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll take some movies." And so he would call me from time to time and be like, "Hey, I got a whole slough of movies for you, man. Come pick them up." And I'd go pick them up. Man, I'd have Raiders of the Lost Ark, Soul Plane, what's the one? The Fantastic Four. Every movie that was out, like in 2010, 2011, 12, I had them. I wasn't paying to go to the movies for a long time, you know what I mean? And it was cool. It's sad. I'm sad to say that he passed away last year. Let you know who my boy was, man. He was a Dallas Cowboy fan, and this is him. And I miss this dude, man. Rest easy, Rich. I miss you, bro. He got all these as bootleg movies, man. The Hobbit, all the Fridays, Fast and the Furious, all of them. The Transporter, Kung Fu Panda, all these, man. My boy had nothing but love for me. Harry Potter, Safe Haven, Iron Man 3, The Town, Puss in Boots, Tower Heist, Thor. My boy was a genius, man. Moneyball, Friday Night Lights. He took care of me. I never had to go to the movies. Mummy, Prince of Persia, that was dope. All the underworld movies. Family Man, Seeking Justice, War Horse, The Scorpion King, 3, just to name a few. Just to name a few.
Isn't this a beautiful building? The charcoal colors with the vibrant murals. I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, this looks like a nice after-school program or a children's center. It is not. We are downtown Oakland, and this is the future home of a weed dispensary center coming soon. I swear to God, I see more of these going up than I do schools in California.
I just knew him as a local bootlegger, and I had many local bootleggers throughout my years dealing with bootleggers. You know, I mean, even in my time, I dabbled a little bit in Napster and BearShare and Kazaa. You guys remember that when we were all bootlegging CDs? That's for a whole nother video. But we're here to talk about the bootleg movie. Man, it goes back. And I just turned 40 years old this year. But when I was in high school, 20 years ago, more than 20, actually shit, 22 years ago, the bootlegging was on the rise. As far as, I want to say the early 2000s were when we started getting our camera quality copies of movies. Before that, it was the CDs. The CDs were the easy thing. And I think that's when, you know, the music sharing and all that, like I had said, people were doing it all themselves. They were doing the mixed CDs, burning them on the CDRs, right? But then someone got hip, and there was a kid, I still remember him. He was a computer savvy kid. He would have been a computer nerd back then, but he was cool with us. He was cool with everybody, obviously. He was about his money. He was trying to hustle. He was hustling CDs. He was hustling movies at the time. So I want to say this was around 2000, 2001 when all this stuff started happening. As far as him going around to all the different friend groups, letting us know that he had these CDs, and we're talking about advanced CDs, movies right when they hit the theater. That was like the big thing, you know, is like a movie just dropped, and that Monday you had a copy of it. It was a camera copy, a cam copy they call them, or short for camcorder. Someone just walked in with the camcorder, and usually in the front row, like to the side. I'll give you guys an example in a second, but it was the hottest shit. Now, I actually lived near this kid in high school, so one time I went over and he broke it down how he used to download files from an AOL chat room. And this is back when we all had dial-up modems because we couldn't afford anything else. He showed me the whole, put me up on game on how he did all this, and I could not believe it. But going back to the 56K modem, the reason why I said that, the speed was so damn slow. You could maybe download a music CD in a couple of hours, but all these files that you would need that he got from these AOL chat rooms, I'm not going to even say how he did it because I didn't really get it. It was just a bunch of files he had to download. It would take him 8 hours to download these WIN files, WinRAR, WinZip files. You guys remember WinZip files? Extract them, and then that would have a movie file on it. He would burn it to a CDR. This is before the DVD-R too, by the way, DVD-R. He would burn them to a CDR and just write on it with a Sharpie, 8 Mile. I still remember it like it was yesterday, man. And he would tell me that when his parents would go to sleep, you know, he would turn on the computer, fire it up, because of course everybody had that one computer, right? This really dates a lot of us, man. I mean, now kids are walking around with cell phones and tablets and multiple laptops and computers. We had the one family computer, all right? So he would let that thing just play, or download them, I should say, overnight. And in the morning, he would have his file. Then he would burn multiple files. Boom, boom, boom. Multiple CDs, I should say, to hustle. Put them in a white slipcase. Boom, hustle them at school. But I remember we all bought 8 Mile. That was the one. And I will never forget it, man. I don't remember even when 8 Mile came out, to be honest. I'm going to have to look it up. But I know that we had it that Monday. It came out 2002. Okay, so this is 2002, guys. and everybody was up on hip hop at the time. Like my friend group was very eclectic. I had skaters in there. I had people that were jocks. I had, b-boy kids, taggers and all this other shit, but everybody was really big into hip hop. So when that came out, that really did change the game and everybody wanted to see it. The thing is that we were all underage. We couldn't go see a rated R movie. Our parents were not taking us to that because they knew about Eminem at that time. They knew we weren't going to be able to watch that unless we went with a friend group. Someone snuck us in or something like that. So we all wanted it. We watched it, or I know I got my own copy. I watched it, and it was like a camera facing, the screen, a camcorder. I'm guessing this is a camcorder. This is the days of them big ass, I don't even remember what the tapes were called, but this looked crappy. It was very, very bad. You could hear the audience laughing or coughing, because I did see a puff of smoke. Someone was lighting up a blunt in the front row, just smoke flying in front of the screen. It was crazy. But that's the only way that we could watch 8 Mile at that time without sneaking into a movie theater. So I will never forget that. And, throughout my years there, at barbershops and whatnot, there's always been a guy that comes around and says, I got CDs, DVDs, just like the barbershop. CDs, DVDs, got that new DMX. That's how it was. If you guys never went to a barbershop in your life, I have many friends that are barbers themselves, and they can attest that there was always that DVD guy. Before the streamer, there was always the DVD guy. And some of these guys even got hip because they would sell us copies of movies that look like ass, and a lot of these guys were not return customers. They were saying, you know what, you sold me a bum ass copy that did not play in my Xbox or whatever the hell it was, or whatever, or the it's just a low quality. So some of these DVD men, at least for me in the barbershops, would get hip, and they bought a travel DVD player. You guys remember those, the little screen flips up? And they would show you exactly what you were about to buy. It was like a car salesman, right? I mean, you would test drive it. You get to watch the movie before you buy it. He would pop it in to make sure it plays for you. Some of these guys even got crafty and made their own menus with chapters, bonus features. I don't know what the hell, how they did it, but at that time, I didn't care. We just wanted the movies, $5, 5 for 20, something like that. I don't know, some kind of deal. They always wrote 3 for 10, some shit, whatever, right? So the huge part of the culture, it really is, and we've come such a long way. And now everything is streaming, digital. Movie theaters is still a thing, but if people want it, they're gonna get it. It's like drugs, right? I mean, our drugs were the DVDs at the time. You can get it for super cheap, but you are taking a gamble on the quality.
Hold on, let me see these, man. Hold on, wait a minute. Dude, you got boys in the hood. Yeah, the Lion King. Yeah, this supposed to be the color purple, and this supposed to be the Matrix. You got the mattress up.
Bro. These right here, if you had these, it was like printing money in the hood, bro. It was like printing money in the hood if you had these. And what are these? Well, children, these are blank CDs. And around, I don't know, I'll say around maybe like 20 years ago, we owned the market. I'm saying us as we, I'm talking about myself, because I was once the DVD man. First DVD or bootleg movie I remember seeing, it was probably in around 1998. We were at a park, I remember it vividly. And this guy walked up and he had a VHS copy of Blade. And it was like, you could tell he had printed it off somewhere, but it was like, we ended up buying it. And of course it was a cam, you can hardly see anything, but we like, yo, he had Blade. This is the first time I seen this. And that's how they first started. They were like cams. People like go to the theater, record the cam, and burn it on a blank DVD. And then something happened. Around 1999, year 2000, Napster started to take off. People were just getting music left and right. I was one of the main culprits of Napster. I remember the Marshall Mathers LP. I had got the whole thing and just left my computer on and let everybody get it. And I got a little bit in trouble to have me change IP addresses. But from that point on, once the music came, the movies followed quickly after. At first, before Netflix was the streaming conglomerate it is now, it used to send you movies in the mail and you send them back. So I had this system. I would get the DVDs from Netflix, and then I will immediately rip them onto my computer and make a copy of them, and then make a copy and a copy and a copy after that. It was a point when I was getting Netflix movie, I wasn't even watching the movie. I was just taking it and ripping it, and you know what I'm saying, and sending it off. And at that time, there was no stopping us. You know, the industry was scared. Y'all remember that commercial? You want to steal a car, dum, dum, dum. You want to steal a DVD, bootlegging DVDs is illegal, bottom line, and try to scare the daylights out of you. But me being a DVD man, the people in the hood used to come over to me to get the movies. I remember I had the like the 8 stack things, and I would just like burn like 8 movies at a time, you know what I'm saying, and give it to the DVD man. I wouldn't never really sell it movies like that because I love movies, but I end up having tons and tons of books to movies. I burn movies for all my families and friends. But now that brings me to like, yo, what happened to the DVD man? Why is the DVD man in 2025 not relevant anymore? And back in our day, he was their superhero. I was like Superman of the movies, you know what I'm saying? Was I still in technically? Yeah. But so what? When you go to AMC and they charge you $25 for a medium popcorn and a frozen Coke, I believe that's highway robbery myself. So like me getting over on Hollywood, I didn't feel too bad. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I just didn't. But what happened to the actual DVD man? You know, the guy you see in the barbershop, the guy you see coming out the liquor store, serving you all your favorite films. They had, you know what I'm saying, they had a variety of everything. I'm not even gonna go through it, to the Marvel movies, to the stand-up comedians, to Soul Plane, to whatever you wanted to see. The DVD man had them, but now why is that not a thing anymore? I was like, asked my wife, but do you think they still have DVD man? And she was like, yeah, they probably do. I was like, no, I don't think so. I think they're gone. I think they're gone because what Hollywood did, they seen the trend that was happening. You know what I'm saying? They seen that, you know, the bootleggers were taking over the game. They couldn't do nothing about it. Once movies hit the internet and music hits the internet, it was over. I mean, it was pretty much over for the industry as we knew it. You know, they had to figure out another way. So what I think they did to take away the bootleggers and take away the you know, the burnt CDs and the piracy of movies, I believe they created streaming. Think about it, bro. Think about it. Netflix now, they used to send movies in the mail. Now they predominantly streaming. Before you know it, you got like 9, 10 streaming services: HBO, Hulu, Amazon, take your pick. It goes on and on and on. So what that did, it took the physical media out of the customer's hands and put it into something now you have to sell your soul again. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to subscribe to each one of these companies to you know what I'm saying, get your movies or get your content, get that streaming. So what they did, if we can't beat them, let's join them. And by saying joining the bootleggers, I believe they just took over the entire industry with streaming. And that put a lot of, you know what I'm saying, the everyday hustling man, you know, out of, you know what I'm saying, a job, unless he was selling like Cody's, you know, the Amazon Fire Sticks. But I don't even think that's a big thing anymore. Everybody just primarily gets their movies from streaming. And if you do, there are movie sites that you can go download movies, you know what I'm saying, if you don't want to pay for them, and download them and stream them. Back in our day was we were getting our movies from Pirate Bay, and you never, like, it was like a box of chocolate. You never knew what you're gonna get. But yeah, that's my take on the DVD man. Physical media back then was king, and I miss it, man. I miss it.
Yo, everybody wants to know what happened to the DVD man. Yo, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. You see, when a black man finds a hustle to provide for his family and elevate the neighborhood, the white man don't like it. You see, because all he did was provide joy and good atmosphere through technology. The DVD man would come through, you purchase some items, you take them home, and what's the first thing you do? You get the family unit together, all come into the den or the living room, throw on that new joint, and watch it as a family. Pop some popcorn, And together as a family, you would enjoy it. It brought communion together. Now, white man invented the cell phone and the iPhone. And what do people do now with their families? Individual rooms. No more family unit coming together to watch movies. Hell, I'm guilty of it too. I watch movies on my phone. You know, technology is the death of communication as far as the family unit is concerned. I remember back in the day, man, physical media was the way to go. Every Tuesday when a brand new album would come out, I'm going down to the local, record store, and I purchased, CDs. And I couldn't wait to get into my car and bump that new joint that just came out. And ever since 2014, cars no longer have CD players. What do you got to do? Get your phone, use the internet, Bluetooth to play your music. And why would you buy CDs now, right? You know, you got Blockbuster went out of business. Hollywood Video went out of business. They do things to attack what brought people together. And we're foolishness to fall for it. So the DVD man was destroyed by the voice, AKA the man, through technology. You know, every time we get something that we feel that's good for us, they take from us. It's been happening since the beginning of time. That was the death of the DVD man. You know, we didn't bring guns into our neighborhoods. We didn't bring drugs and guns into our neighborhoods. No, we got, passports overseas to bring in drugs. We got access to military guns. No, none of that. Everything to corrupt the neighborhood was brought in from offshores and through the government. And now with technology, they can find you on your cell phone. They know exactly where you're at. They keep tabs on you. You know, everything has changed. And now when you go to the beauty salon or the barber shop, you keep looking at that door to open up and he walks through, but he no longer exists. It's been taken from us. So now we're forced to always talk about politics and the wrongs that need to be righted throughout the world. Now is the conversation in the barbershop and the beauty salons and the places where you get your nails and feet done. Back in the day, we'd be laughing about the latest DVD we watched that we purchased from the DVD man, talking about, man, yo, you gotta watch this. We would quote lines from a good movie. Man, those days are gone. They're gone.
Yo, Ryan.
What up?
What do you think happened to the DVD man?
Honestly, streaming, that's what happened to the DVD man. You know, I had a guy maybe about 10 years ago. He was my DVD man. Came, had everything. I don't care what it was. Whenever I needed to see whatever I wanted to see at the movies, he had it on DVD. It might not have been the best quality, but I was able to still see it. But as time went on, you got streaming devices, Fire Sticks, Roku, Apple TV. But my main thing was that Fire Stick. Honestly, I would say that's what put the DVD man out of business, because hey, you was able to get everything on it. I mean, I know I didn't buy another DVD after I got my first Fire Stick. I learned how to jailbreak them boys, and shoot, I was flying them out. I was selling. That became the new DVD. Was my Fire Sticks. I was selling them as fast as I would sell a DVD, because everything was on it. It wasn't no bulkiness. You didn't need a CD case no more. You didn't have to have a whole bunch of DVDs stacked up in the shelves. That Fire Stick. This thing right here, yeah, that's what killed DVD, man. And I'm glad they invented it because we don't need him no more. Oh, he got a lot of my money. I can tell you that much. I was in that mud. Every week I was buying DVDs. I'm talking about it was like a part of my expense because it was so much stuff out. I'm like, I wanted to see everything. So yeah, I'm like, what you got new? What's out this week? Is so-and-so out yet? You know, it just went to the movie Friday. I'm asking for it Saturday. You know, I didn't want to go to the theater. I wanted it on DVD. I wanted to watch it when I wanted to watch it. Pause it when I need to run to the bathroom. You know, I just had more control. Like I said, it wasn't the best quality, at least not all of them. Some of them, you got people walking through. You got people talking. You're like, God, dog. You know, hit or miss. But other than that, it was cool. But coming around 2014, yeah, this Fire Stick came out and it just changed the game. I'm talking about changed the game because that jailbreak word came out and man, I learned how to do it. And I can say I killed my DVD man because I showed him how to jailbreak Fire Sticks. And the moment I showed him, I told him, don't sell these Fire Sticks to your customers who buy DVDs because they're not going to buy a DVD from you ever again. So if you want to keep your DVD customer, don't sell them no Fire Stick. He didn't listen. He sold all on the Fire Stick and it put him out of business. But, you know, then Fire Sticks became his business. So that right there is in itself, I would say that's what killed the whole DVD, man. It's the streaming services and Fire Sticks. So, I mean, if it's another one out there today, he just wasting his time. He better have some show enough classics. I mean, it's just for nostalgia at this point, because I don't even know if anybody still got DVD players at this day and age. I know I still got one, I ain't gonna lie. I do still have a Blu-ray player, but it's just collecting dust. It's straight collecting dust. Yeah, that's it. That's what happened to him. And, you know, from my perspective, I kind of like killed my DVD man when I showed him how to jailbreak a Fire Stick. So that's what happened to him in my opinion anyways. That thing right there.
Cash was bought out and stopped 15 minutes before the game.
Hey, yo, Rob. What's good, man?
What up?
What up, man? Yo, I got the new DVDs for you, bro. New DVDs. Yeah, man. I'm doing 8 for $5.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got DVDs, bro. I got Sinners. You seen that yet?
I actually did.
The new Final Destination, bro.
Final Destination.
Mm-hmm. And Big Mama's House 3 I throw in.
3? I ain't know
For 8.
But man, nah, nobody watching no DVDs no more.
Come on, man.
You got a DVD player nowadays.
I mean, people still got. You still got it, right?
I got a PlayStation, but I don't think they might not even play those no more. You know, we on smart TVs and Fire Sticks now. You know what I'm saying? You said 8 for $5?
8 for $5, man. 8 for $5, bro. What do you think?
Sound like a good deal, but
Sinners. Michael B. Jordan from Creed. You know?
This ain't Sinners.
Oh, I mean.
This ain't C.I. Sinners.
Oh, that's Cleopatra. I'm sorry, but I do got it, Sinners though.
You know you ain't about to buy no DVD. We probably ain't got no DVD player.
All right, man.
Been holding it that long. You ain't got no DVD player.
Dang.
You got a Fire Stick for me, for one.
First off, you said 8 for $5.
Can't beat it, bro.
You can't unless you ain't got a DVD player to play it on no more.
Yeah, that's.
What you gonna watch it on?
My auntie got one on her couch.
That's true.
Yeah, right.
Dang, man. Well,
Yeah, man. Maybe in another decade when they come back in style.
They might come back like record players.
Come back.
Like record players, right?
Meet me outside.
All right, I'll meet you outside, 8 for 5, bro. Sinners, Michael B. Jordan, Creed, bro. I got you, man. But maybe next time.
All right, bro.
All right, man. All right.
8 for 5.
One thing about black folks, we are the most resilient living organism on earth.
Hey, check this out. Y'all know me, I'm Doc from Compton. You know, front hood. Hey, check this out. We at Magic Johnson Park, the Lowriders. We having fun, man. Y'all pull up. Y'all know how we do this shit in peace with our families and shit. You know what I'm saying?